Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Just going to do a quick charter flight in my own jet. It's freelancer mode. I already have something picked out. It's going to be a short flight, but I want to show you something here. Before I choose a mission, I do two things. I click here, I click advanced. You can see here, click advanced, precipitation, and I look to see where there's precipitation, because that's where the turbulence is going to be highest, or problems you might have. Second thing I would look at the airport, the arrival airport, to make sure it's a long enough runway. Especially since we're flying the Vision Jet. Sorry I didn't say that earlier. So it's a big enough airport. Besides, I've flown this many times. It's only 1 hour. I couldn't find anything smaller, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to manage flight plan. Good, ILS, but it's direct. We're not going to choose direct. Should I say we can't choose direct? There's some holes in there we'll have to remove. Two things I like to do. Navlog, start the stopwatch, and make sure it's a VFR flight. Well, actually we're going to just keep it IFR. Sometimes you have to change it over to IFR. Let's go ahead and jump in. Precipitation here. Okay, I wanted to show you something else you can do. Instead of taking off all the things manually, just put Alt-Q. It takes everything off for you. And just jump right in the plane.
Flight KC 1210 parking 1 for ground service. Ready for passengers boarding.
Might have some problems here
Nice to meet you,
because of all the snow and the cold, but we'll see.
A bunch of calls during flight.
Batteries 1 and 2, generators 1 and 2, shift 6, engine up to run, list for the fuel pump, and start. Yeah, full fuel. Make sure everything rises up into the green. Looking for a hung start or a hot start. Everything looks okay so far. While we're here, I'm going to put in 1 notch flaps. B on your keyboard, not sure what it is for PS5. Shift 3, come down here, confirm fuel. I want to take a look at that flight plan. Everything looks set up. Let's give it a minute. Okay, everything's programmed in now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on master oxygen, fresh air. You don't normally turn on probe heat until just before takeoff. We have to request IFR clearance. Forgot to take these off. While I'm here, I'm going to turn on engine ice protection because it's minus 7 degrees. It's below freezing basically. Turn on strobe ice lights. Sometimes when you turn on the stopwatch, it won't be in real time, so you have to check that. We're going to stop short here. We come over here to my flight plan. ILS 1 for runway 1. Need to know that. Click arrival airport information, charts, approach. If it doesn't come up, it's okay. Press FAA. And we know it's ILS runway 1. We're going to make sure we have the ILS frequency 111.5. Make sure it's programmed in by clicking here. It is, but we need to transfer it, then activate it. We need to be at 2,900. That's okay. We can check that. 2,900 with this here. Just before the runway, 2,900. So they line up. We'll need to know that for when we get to flight altitude and we set up vertical navigation to come back down. And the flight computer will calculate the top of descent and bring us down just in time to intercept the glide slope for the ILS. Altitude needs to be 13,000 feet. That's what we got. Flight level change, flight directors enabled. Heading bug. It's right over here, a little blue dot. Line it up with GPS line. You can see that here, lined up now. And we'll click heading bug. We could click navigation, then fly directly to the GPS line. Click navigation, click autopilot, and it should fly the GPS. You can see right here, GPS is already enabled. Or I can put it in heading bug, and heading bug will be enabled. But we'll do it this way for heading bug, just to show you how that works. Let's go ahead and request takeoff. Put on my probe heat. I'm also going to enable wing stabilizer and windshield ice protection. And landing lights. Flaps are set. 50% flat. You can see that over here on the right here. Let's go ahead and take off. Full throttle. I have full realism enabled, so I'm going to be pushed around a bit. Everything looks good in the green. Airspeed's alive. 85 knots will be our takeoff speed. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Above 115 knots, flaps up. I'm going to get a little higher in altitude. I'll go ahead and enable autopilot. And it will fly towards the heading bug. Autopilot's enabled. See that here? Yaw damper is enabled. That's automatic for this aircraft. There's the heading bug. And we need to tweak it so this is lined up with this.
Chicago Center, November tree.
You see it better here? This to line up with this. Move the heading bug. You see it here?
Chicago Center, altimeter 2982.
So it's lined up with the GPS line. That's what you do there. Then just click navigation mode. Now they're both enabled. They can only both be enabled while you're in the air. When I get close enough, it'll automatically switch from heading bug to GPS. GPS is on standby right now. It'll change over from heading bug to GPS. And then we can follow the GPS line to the airport.
329er contact Chicago Center on 12.
See, we got close enough to the GPS line. It automatically switched over. Now we'll just follow this to the airport. Okay, now we'll have to take IFR. I usually make it a VFR flight, but sometimes the arrival airport will not accept a VFR plan, only an IFR plan to land at the airport. So that's why I just keep IFR and let the tower go ahead and cancel IFR for me. Or I could do it myself depending on conditions at the arrival airport. Okay, we'll see when we reach flight altitude. Before I do, I wanted to show you that 13,000 feet has been set. That's where we're climbing to. Okay, we're coming up on flight altitude. We're at flight altitude. I'll inform the passengers. You can see here we have the top of descent. So we need to program in our vertical navigation. I'm going to ask for a higher altitude to escape these clouds. Full throttle. By double change. 180. Programmed here. You see, since we increase altitude, our top of descent is going to move closer as we're getting higher. Need to keep that in mind. Top of descent still moving closer. Okay, we've reached flight altitude and we're above the clouds now. Now we need to hurry up and set up a top of descent. We'll need to program that in. We've still got plenty of time, as you can see here. So we need to set up just before the runway, 2,900. That's what we need to set it. So I need to put it. Then click vertical navigation mode. And when we reach top of descent, it should automatically bring us down just in time to capture the glide slope. And stopping at all the altitude restrictions along the way, such as 3,100 for this waypoint. I'm going to take out this procedure turn here to remove that waypoint. Don't really need it. Okay, only one more thing we have to do. Once we've passed all our waypoints, and just before the ILS waypoint, the transition waypoint, we have to click approach and click activate approach. But we'll wait until that's lit up magenta. Anyway, we're at our last waypoint before the ILS transition waypoint.
329er, you can cancel IFR.
Oh good, we
Continue
got it.
VFR to your destination.
Let's go ahead and do that then. We're going to make this again 2,900 before we reach the top of descent. My vertical navigation is still enabled. We have not yet reached our top of descent, so we're okay there. Zoom in here a little bit. You can see it better. Top of descent is there. Our next waypoint will be our ILS transition waypoint. Since we know that, we're going to go ahead and click approach, click activate approach, and you'll see something here. The ILS line will show up here. What that line is essentially this line. That line is this line. That just lets you know that you did everything right.
Vertical track.
There it is, vertical track. I didn't realize I was going so slow. Just about to reach our top descent. What do we do? Plane will start coming down by itself. It's kind of moving away from me while I'm getting closer. Oh, we're starting to come down, so we're good. And we'll follow this all the way down to bottom descent. So that will be our bottom descent right there. Since we're having to come around to a big turn, you want to slow down the aircraft before you get there. Slow down the aircraft a bit. I'm going to bring the speed back to half now. in anticipation for the turn. Still have ice protection enabled and all of our lights on since we're going to need them. Minus 26 degrees Celsius, minus 14 Fahrenheit. Just so you know, you can zoom in and stuff here using the GTC bottom knob here on the second thing here. Just make your call outs. Make sure we're in real time. You don't want to be at a high sim rate when you're in these turns. It can cause the game to go wonky and bug out. All we have to do is watch our speed and make sure we see where the aircraft is going. If the plane's going too fast, sometimes it won't be able to turn. You see we overshot, and we have to come back. That's okay because the GPS is still enabled, so we're okay there. And I've slowed the aircraft throttle to just below half throttle. It's easier, it's lined up with the line still. Everything's good. Want to monitor that. Sometimes it will bug out. As soon as we pass this transition waypoint, and just before the next one, we're going to click approach mode. It's one thing we have to do. You switch transition waypoints. Just come down here, click approach, make sure it's armed. What that should do is it puts the localizer and glide slope on standby. V just means vertical track. You still have to come down a bit. Hopefully we can intercept the localizer and eventually the glide slope, and that will follow. We'll just follow this down to the airport automatically. Autopilot will do everything. You don't have to do anything. 2,900 is what's programmed in. And whatever comes first, that altitude, or if we intercept the glide slope before that, that's what we'll follow down. That's what the aircraft will follow down to the airport. Go ahead and extend the landing gear now. Still at half throttle. Gear down. One thing, you have to be below 210 knots, put the gear down. Just so you know. Put flaps down. You need to be first notch flaps, you need to be below 190 knots. Second notch flaps, you need to be below 150 knots. Yep, now you can read it. 109 knots, 150 knots. So we need to watch our speed. We intercepted the localizer. There's the runway out there. Glide slope is below us. We are above the glide slope. So we should come down to intercept it. We should be okay there. We can just get down in time. If everything's going like it should be, bottom of descent is right here, before the last transition waypoint. And I won't put in flaps until I get close to the airport. It takes long enough as it is. Okay, we have a problem here. Plane is not coming down fast enough. And the airport is not that far away. I want to take off autopilot and fly it down to intercept the glide slope. I'm going to take out the speed all the way, put in 1 notch flaps. Again, sometimes you can do everything right and you'll still mess up.
Sink rate.
I have the speed taken all the way out.
Sink rate.
I'm just trying to catch up.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
The glide slope keeps falling as we get closer.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Okay, this is a known bug with the game,
Pull up. Pull up.
that the glide slope will sometimes be too low
Pull up.
and it's not actually accurate.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
There we go.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Okay. Taking off the autopilot, flying it in. Now the glide slope's coming in, but it's still too late. And you can see it's way too low. It's not accurate at all. It's off. Gears down. I'm landing with 1 notch of flaps. Could put in 2 notch flaps. It's just ice flaps. Pull it back. Keep it just off the ground. Okay. Speed all the way out. Come to a complete stop. It's a good landing. Also while we're here, another thing I can do is I'm going to fill up fuel. Since it's my own personal aircraft, I've topped off fuel. You need to bind a key for that in settings, just so you know. And that way you don't have to buy fuel. So you saw the problem with the glide slope. The glide slope was way too low. It wasn't actually indicative of a real glide slope coming down to the airport. It was actually, if we would have followed the glide slope, we would have flew right into the ground. So hence, even though you do everything right, the game will still screw up or screw with you. So be aware of that.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and shut everything down.
November tree 29er is taxiing to
Except for the
runway
batteries. Shift 6, engine up to off, engine stop. And you want to monitor everything, make sure everything comes down. Flaps are back at 50%, I'm not sure why, but it flaps up. Still full fuel, make sure everything comes down. The N2 drops below 24%, so we're good. That's it. Make sure you put the parking brake on. Let's see what we got. All right, everything looks good. S tier once again. I'll take it. Oh, almost 400,000, even though it was wasn't a very long flight. Okay, if you like that, think about giving a like, think about subscribing. I'm a new channel, need all the help I can get. But if not, hey, it's all love. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.